Right then, lads and lasses, how we're doing, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a lovely day, and I think you are going to have a lovely day after watching this YouTube video. Ladies and gentlemen, agree with me. Recently at Newcastle United, it's not been the best. We've been getting rejected by players, we've had some of our top targets taken off us, but in today's daily news video, turn that frown upside down. We've got some fantastic news, and I'm absolutely ecstatic, as always, to be bringing you it yet again. Some absolutely phenomenal news that we are going to get into. So if you do enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new for all Newcastle United content, as we've got a major breakthrough today. Come on, a fantastic player as well. Also, we are considering a move for a player who's not necessarily been mentioned that much by Newcastle United sources in the general media, but is also a very good striker and nearly moved to another English Champions League team this season a few seasons ago, 2 seasons ago, maybe even last season. The seasons are going everywhere. So without further ado, let's get into it. Firstly, ladies and gentlemen, let's get through the news, which is not necessarily major, but still, it's promising more than anything. It's not negative, which, it feels like a weight lifted off my shoulders to be bringing you this. I genuinely hate bringing you the news where there's nothing to bring in. It's all negative and it's downwards and we're on a downward spiral. But you know what it is now? The joy is back in Newcastle United transfer activity. First of all, from Craig Hope, he says there is only two, which is positive, active deals going on with Newcastle United at the moment. Obviously, Brentford and Yoane Wissa, Newcastle United. We've got something major on that in just a second. Yoane Wissa to Newcastle United is active, as well as Malik Thiaw from AC Milan. We spoke about him in the last 2 YouTube videos, I believe. There's apparently a verbal agreement, according to Sky Sports Germany, with Newcastle United and Malik Thiaw. Of course, Newcastle have been interested in the German defender for quite a few seasons now. And if I was Malik Thiaw, obviously because I'm a Newcastle United massive fan, I probably would go on Newcastle. But if you were him, when you've had a team interested in you for so long, the interest of signing that player, he's obviously got to take that to heart and be like, right, they've wanted me for such a long time, they believe in me, they think I can work in this sort of project. It is definitely a major sign into why he should come to the club. Also though, on Yoane Wissa, ladies and gentlemen, lock in. This is some very fantastic news from Keith Downey of Sky Sports, who's been bossing the transfer news with Newcastle United recently. He has said, in lock in, Newcastle United are ready to finalise a deal with Brentford for Yoane Wissa. The deal is understood to be around £35 million, or in the proximity of that mark. Wissa has made it clear ever since Newcastle United have been interested, and one of many reasons why I'm so excited for Wissa to join Newcastle, if he does, has made it clear, obviously, he wants to join Newcastle. His representatives are flying to the UK, more specifically London, to make sure that this deal happens as soon as possible. Dharmesh Sheth, I believe, from Sky Sports also says that this deal will probably accelerate after the weekend. For what reason, we do not know. Fabrizio Romano also confirms this news. Not only that Wissa obviously wants to join Newcastle, but both the player and the club are pushing for this deal to happen. Wissa is a fantastic player, by the way. I'm genuinely so excited to see the prospect of having this guy at our club. No, he's not an 18-year-old player, but he is absolutely fantastic. I mean, he's proven himself in the Premier League. I believe 41 goals and assists combined in the last 2 seasons. That is incredible, especially playing for Brentford, where he's not exactly got the likes of Sandro Tonali, Anthony Gordon, Bruno Guimaraes around him. He could excel for Newcastle United, and he's such a versatile player as well. He can play on the wings, he can play as a striker. Probably, if Alexander Isak is still playing funny buggers, that's where he'll probably start at Villa Park for the opening game of the season. But he's so low-key as well. Like, his profile is genuinely so low-key. I think he can shock a lot of teams next season, especially in the Champions League. It's kind of like, he is that Wilson replacement, I believe. He's obviously, with all due respect, I think he's an unbelievable player, and I really love the idea of him signing for Newcastle United, but he's obviously not an Isak replacement. But as for a Callum Wilson replacement, it's a major upgrade, yet again, with all due respect to Callum Wilson. And thankfully, not that this needs to be said, because Newcastle United's recruitment for the past few years, obviously since the takeover, has been phenomenal. We've got the right players, they've all excelled, just about every single one has improved themselves tenfold since joining Newcastle United, whether that's down to the recruitment, Eddie Howe themselves, their own beliefs, whatever that is. But I genuinely do believe because nobody else is actually interested in Yoane Wissa, that this deal will happen, and obviously he's wanted to join Newcastle, he wants to play in the Champions League, still the Premier League as well. There's been reports of him turning down a Saudi move to stay, oh, no, sorry, not to stay, to join Newcastle United, which is phenomenal. You're going to be loved, Wissa, if he is making it so clear that he does want to join Newcastle, basically, since day one, since Newcastle have been interested. But moving away from Wissa, on talk of another striker, if you do class Wissa as that, which I personally do, David Ornstein has reported on that unknown striker that I was talking about at the start of the video, Newcastle United are considering a move to sign Samu from FC Porto. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not having a go pronouncing that last name. I'm so bad with pronunciations, right? And I am very, very sure that his name was like Samu Omorodian or something when Chelsea were meant to sign him 2 to 3 years ago. Obviously, he has changed that now. For what reason, that is unknown. I'm pretty sure we will get that information when this accelerates to Newcastle United. But we're just going to call him Samu from now on, okay? Let's just get rid of all the confusion. No formal approach has been made by Newcastle. There's no guarantee, obviously, with anything, specifically in this case, that the deal does happen. But Newcastle do like the 21-year-old striker. And as they should as well. 19 goals in 30 appearances for FC Porto in the Portuguese league last season. And like I said, he nearly signed for Chelsea 2 to 3 seasons ago. I'm pretty sure that deal failed at the last minute. I think it was something to do with having half of the rights of the player. I think Atletico Madrid wanted off, or something crazy like that happened. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was something quite bizarre on them lines. Now, I'm going to be honest, with the names that's been mentioned recently, Nicholas Jackson, Kolo Muani, who isn't a bad player, by the way, there is reports of Newcastle United by Sky Sports Germany and Florian Plettenberg that Newcastle are interested in Kolo Muani. That was then shut down by Keith Downey of Sky Sports. The Sky Sports are having it against each other. How on earth that's going out, I really do not know. But Newcastle are reportedly not, by English and Newcastle United sources, reportedly interested in Kolo Muani. So Samu, in my opinion, is the only striker left on the market that actually excites me. You know, you've got a young lad coming in who nearly signed for Chelsea. Not that that should be a deciding factor, but of course has been doing it in the Champions League, even in the Club World Cup. I think he scored 2 goals in 3 appearances, and of course played in the, what was it, the Olympic, I'm sure he got an Olympic gold medal or some sort of medal in the Olympics for Spain's youth team. He looks like a very great prospect, and this is something I want Newcastle United to go for. Aston Villa were also interested in the striker last season, and Guardian Sport reported that Porto value him at £55 million. Let's just say we sell Alexander Isak for something like £140 million. You know, what is that, like 95 million or something like that profit? I'm taking that all day long for who would be considered as an Alexander Isak replacement. And most of all, ladies and gentlemen, if this does happen, not the deal I'm on about here, you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. If we do sign Samu, that obviously rules out Nicholas Jackson and Newcastle United. Just for that factor, I would genuinely give Porto another £10 million. I cannot have that guy running around St James's Park like a headless chicken in the replacement of Alexander Isak. Do you know what it is, right? The actual transfer activity of Newcastle getting rejected and losing out on the targets that we have, it's, you know, it's not the best. It does put you down a little bit, but it's not bothered me that much. But if we did sign Nicholas Jackson, oh my God, you're just chucking money down the drain, man. It wouldn't be the final nail in the coffin, but it would certainly be a nail in the coffin, to say the least. But there we'll have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy the video, yet again, hit the thumbs up button. Finally, some positive news with Newcastle United. I'd be absolutely buzzing if we signed Yoane Wissa, by the way. Honestly, I'm really, really excited about that player. Samu looks like one to watch. Maybe we'll get some more news in the coming hours, the coming days, whenever I know. But the time is ticking on the transfer window, so we do need to be actually signing the players and not just considering moves at this stage. It seems a little bit late for that. Obviously, the Malik Thiaw deal is still active with Newcastle United. Let's see what happens on that. But it looks like Yoane Wissa, in my opinion, not that I know anything, it's just my personal opinion, Yoane Wissa and Newcastle United, I think, will definitely happen. He's made it clear he wants Newcastle. He's not training with Brentford, or he is training recently, but, you know, he's made his stance very, very clear, and his authoritative move is that he wants to come to Newcastle and he wants to leave Brentford. But there we'll have it. Yet again, you know what to do if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new for all Newcastle United content, and turn that notification bell on, as I'm sure many of you have already done, so you never miss the latest news. I've been Josh. Go and enjoy your day, people.